course. But what are your chances of sharing the screen with Nara Rohit and Manchu Manoj?
We do have a few scenes, but all I would say is I have had such nice experiences on set, even in front of the camera or even just on set with all of them. So nice. I've mentioned this in every interview. Manoj Anna was my neighbor. Okay, during COVID, Manoj Anna was my neighbor. So I think he was the only one I knew in the whole cast. That also I didn't know he was there.
Okay.
We were on set and he was like, Macha! And I'm like, Manoj Anna! He's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm also in the movie. I'm like, I'm also in the movie. So with him, it was very, very fun.
Okay, and I believe with Manoj you have the main key sequences in the film.
There are maybe turning points and all that happening with Manoj and I. No. I don't nothing. I don't.
Anything.
You're scaring me. You're smoothly you're getting out information. Chalu.
Okay. So obviously every film will have a release. Ante koncham tensions untai, there might be delays or something. So even for Bairam there was an uncertainty when will the film will release or something. So being your Telugu debut and that too with 3 heroes. So what was your thought process when you were like, okay, when will the film release? Is it going to release this month or not? And there could be many discussions before preferring to May 30th. There are lots of dates considered.
There was obviously a lot of back and forth, but for me, I was just looking forward. So I'm like, so people get to watch me on screen and get to watch this movie on screen. But after a point, I was like, when it's meant to happen, it'll happen. So I'm laid back. I'm like, movie will come. We'll do well. It's okay.
Okay. So that is when when the movies are getting released and fine. But how will you take the reception of the films? Like for example, Premistava, which didn't work well, or according to your expectations, like how you like this would get this sort of reception and because of Vishnuvardhan Garu.
See, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We obviously make a movie with the best intentions, but it's not in our hands also. It's how the audience will consume or not. If they do, thank you. If they don't, we just hope at least next time you like it more or like it better.
But does that affect you in terms of your current preferences or the future choices?
Of course not. Because I feel wherever I get connected, I will sign that movie.
Okay.
Because I have a gut feeling and I'm like, I want to be part of this. Like even Once More, when it happened, was a debut director and like a pretty new production and all of that. But I know it hasn't released yet, but I have so much faith in that movie. It's going to be great. So
it sounds so good.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So it's just wherever I have a gut feeling, I sign and I go for it.
Okay. And fine, you're signing the films and they're getting released and your performances are getting the main appreciation for the specific films.
Is it so? Thank you.
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Even in Premistava, you different shades untai kada, you portrayed it well. So, ee performances vishayan vaste, you had a proper media training and stuff.
Before I started my first movie, I did a few workshops. And after that, mostly it was a lot of work, just